Hi friends, I'm Manoj K, and in today's session we are going to discuss briefly about the you can say the approach that can help you to tackle these kind of papers which we have seen this year. Though it was on the expected line, because for the last 2 years UPSC is trying their best to test you on the abstract thinking. But this year's paper, as you can say, has gone a little bit at the higher side. So nothing new about it, but certainly you might have seen the last year's marks also. And most of the candidates, including the toppers, they ended up by scoring something terribly wrong, 70, 80 marks, 90 marks. Many candidates to whom we don't know, even they don't know in this sense, they are not in the public domain. They have scored something like 55, 60, 65. Why it happens? The question is why it happens. See, it happens because of one and only one thing. We don't train ourselves for abstract thinking. Most of the time, we train ourselves for content, knowledge, etc., but not for abstract thinking. These kind of papers you can solve only on the basis of abstract thinking. And if you look at this year's paper, you will find certain things are you can say very, very clear that they have already shifted to a next level of you can say the philosophical essay, open-ended essay, or abstract topics, you can say. Now, what it intend to test? Basically, it intend to test your ability for abstract thinking. This intent to think, this intent to test your maturity in thinking, expression, developing thought process. Because these kind of essay you cannot build only around the knowledge, information, etc. It's not required, and neither you can do it anything about it. So the point is, from any abstract topic to the clarity and to finding, writing a good essay is a journey that you will have to do, in a very, you can say, short span of time. One problem also students are facing, just because they are doing a lot on essay only after the preliminary examination. Mind it, always it's a top, you can say, area where the improvement happens, but it's slow. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. You cannot do it by merely solving 3, 4, 5 mock tests. It will never happen. And it pinches. Students realize, but by the time they realize, it's too late. It's too late. So coming to the point here, the first thing first that you need to understand, that how do we need to approach this paper. So what we are going to do today, we'll do the entire paper discussion in 2 parts. The first part, we are going to discuss about the approach, that what should be the basic thinking, framework, practice, framework for practice, etc. And then certainly in the, you can say, the next session, we will do, you can say, we will take each and every topic, and then we can discuss that what should be the approach for that. So the first thing first, one needs to, you can say, know about one thing, and then you can say the kind of paper they have created. For example, if you look at this, truth knows no color. Then thought finds a world and creates one also, and other topic also. So what is required to solve the entire paper? I call it abstract thinking. So the very important aspect, what you should know, is basically is one thing, and that is abstract thinking. I will take 1 or 2 topics from this year paper and will help you to understand what is mean by it, and how you should do. And then in the next session, I will take almost all the questions, all the section A, section B question, and then we'll discuss thread for that matter. Fine. So abstract, you can say thinking goes like this. So what happens? You get any topic, you call it abstract topic. Abstract topic. The first thing first, what is required is basically the interpretation. To learn, means how do you learn to see the core behind the word? To learn the core behind the word. Any word for that matter. Any word. Be it muddy water, be it truth, be it war, for example, for that. Now, the second very important aspect which is linked to this is basically you will have to learn how to play with the multiple meanings. Multiple meanings. Why? The first and the foremost task that you should know about the abstract thinking is that it comes, these words comes in layers. If you stick and stop at the first place itself, the first meaning itself, then the entire writing will restrict to a narrow confine. वो बहुत compact होगा, बहुत छोटा होगा, बहुत shallow होगा, वो बहुत deep नहीं होगा. And this is where UPSC is wanted to bring you and test it. Test it. And this year also you will realize those who 100% dependent on the template, it will pinch them more. Pinch them more. क्योंकि ये इस तरह के टॉपिक नहीं है जहाँ पे सारे टेम्पलेट फिट हो जाए, especially these kind of pastoral, temporal, etc. etc. And this is why last year also they get penalized, and they get penalized very hard. Now the only thing is that nobody is discussing about this. लेकिन जब भी आप इस तरह के अप्रोच पे जाएंगे, you are likely to be penalized. So you should know that the first thing first, you will have to develop a art that is called abstract thinking. और abstract thinking की जो पहला पार्ट है abstract topic का, वो है कि multiple layers में उसकी मीनिंग हर वर्ड की समझनी पड़ेगी आपको. Abstract का मतलब ये है that there is no one apparent or underlying meaning. It will come in multiple layers, and then you will have to, you can say, build the analogy. For example, जैसे muddy water एक word है और topic है, तो उसको आपको देखना होगा. Muddy water means what? Confused society. You can say highly regulated economy, etc. So this is something that you will have to develop analogy. आपको develop करनी पड़ेगी. Then very important aspect is one thing, and that is you will have to ask more and more questions. More and more questions, because once you start asking the right question to the list of these topics, then you will be getting more raw material. You would be in a position to see more, because the first problem with the abstract topics are that you are not able to see. You are not able to see too far, and so you are not confident enough that whether you have the content and you can write 1,000 words or not. So these are the first thing first. So what happens once you go like this and start asking questions, then it becomes a little bit easier, and it makes you more comfortable. I will do it. मैं topic लेके दिखाता भी आपको. First, let me do a framework. एक framework बनाते हैं, फिर एक topic लेते हैं, और फिर पूरे के पूरे पेपर को नेक्स्ट सेशन में पूरे के पूरे पेपर को हम लोग डिस्कस कर लेंगे. दिस इज हाउ वी विल डू, सो दैट it makes more meaningful, you can say, to make any kind of you can say the engagement or such kind of sessions. So this is the first thing first that you will have to do. Then the second most important aspect, once you do all these things, you will have to see that how all the things are becoming interdisciplinary. And once you see all the dimensions in the interdisciplinary way, then your topic it starts evolving. वो repetitive नहीं होता. Repetitive क्यों होता? क्योंकि आप उसको interdisciplinary approach की वजह है, उसको आप you can say वो individual to world में देखने लग जाते हो, वो individual to family to nation to world to etc. This is not the right way to do it. Not right way to do it. And again, most of the sessions I say, it will kill your attempt. You will realize it later. Fine. So this is the second thing that you will have to do. Then the next thing, which is needed in essay writing, is the critical depth that you bring, especially in these kind of topics. Critical depth that you bring. And how do you understand the critical depth? For example, when you say critical depth, let's take one topic which is given in the this year paper itself. Life is a journey, not a destination. Life is a journey, not a destination. So the question here is that is it so? Life is only journey. Yes. But the question is, there are contradictions also. There is a limit to this topic also. But the question is, are you able to see it or not? If you are able to see it, then you can bring the critical depth in the entire writing. Otherwise, you will simply explaining the meaning, and you end up by writing 1,000 words, which is a kind of overemphasis on certain things. It is not bringing newness and depth in your writing. And that's why students are not getting these days 150 or something like that. Marks भी नहीं आ रहे, इस वजह से नहीं आ रहे. पेपर 4 में वेरिएशंस बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहे, ऐसे में तो मार्क्स ही नहीं आ रहे हैं. So there is certainly some reason that you need to sit and reflect upon it. It's not true to assume that UPSC is not giving marks. This is not the right way to assume. Generally what you do, that marks नहीं आ रहे हैं पेपर में. मार्क्स आ रहे हैं साहब, आपको नहीं आ रहे होंगे, मार्क्स तो आ ही रहे. वेरिएशंस बहुत ज़्यादा है, एक स्ट्रेट लाइन नहीं है, एक स्ट्रेट लाइन नहीं है. इस तरह से आपको देखना होगा. बिकॉज व्हेन यू से लाइफ इज अ जर्नी नॉट अ डेस्टिनेशन, यू विल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इफ इट इज देयर इज नो डेस्टिनेशन, देन देयर इज व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ अ जर्नी. अगर डेस्टिनेशन ही होगा तो जर्नी की मीनिंग क्या रहेगी? कहता है आपको, टॉपिक कहता है कि साहब लाइफ इज ए जर्नी नॉट ए डेस्टिनेशन. और इंडियन फिलॉसफी में, इंडियन स्क्रिप्चर्स में आप देखेंगे तो जो पूरी लाइफ का जो क्रक्स है, कोर है, फिलॉसफी है, वो कहता है चरवती चरवती चरवती, कीप मूविंग कीप मूविंग कीप मूविंग. फाइन, चलते रहिए चलते रहिए चलते रहिए, यही जीवन है साहब. कोई कहीं पहुंच नहीं पाया, वो सिर्फ जर्नी में ही उनको एक अनुभव हुआ, एक्सपीरियंस हुआ, एंड देन दे रियलाइज द यू कैन से द ऑब्जेक्टिव रियलिटी ऑफ द एग्जिस्टेंस. So there are contradictions to this meaning. Are you able to go to that level and identify and then analyze and comment upon it? And in most of the topics of this year, you will find there are contradictions. They are limit to you can say the meaning of the topic, the essence of the topic, the philosophy of the topic. So if you are able to identify those points and comment upon it, give your opinion, then certainly it will help you to fetch the marks like anything for that matter. And last and most important aspect is basically that the entire thing, whatever you write, be it philosophical or abstract or anything else, it should be you can say anchor in examples. So most of the things now will come with the application. Application simple means your explanation has to be anchored in the example. अगर वो example में anchored होगा, then the things will become little bit easier for you. Things will become little bit easier for you. Comfortable, clarity. Easier means you are able to hold the command on the explanation. You will be confident कि हाँ ठीक है, जो लिख रहे हैं वो ठीक लिख रहे हैं, right direction में लिख रहे हैं. Fine. Let's understand it through you can say one topic, and that is the abstract topic we will take, and then I will explain you further that how you should and what you can do about it. Fine. Let's take this topic itself. Fine. This topic itself, it's a completely abstract topic. It's an abstract topic. So what I was trying to say now, I will execute it. I will execute it. So I always say that this paper, or these kind of papers rather, needs a set of skill, what is called, you can say, the abstract thinking. That if you have that idea, if you have that kind of skills to go for abstract thinking, then you will always get good marks, be it 130 to 150 or 160, but at the higher side of the marks. So don't end up by just creating a template. First just think over it one thing, that how to get the you can say the entire essay right, relevant, even in the topic which is highly abstract. So what I was trying to say here, that the first thing first is, first task what you have to start by doing is basically by understanding the core of the word. And number two, what I was trying to say, that every word in abstract thinking means, or abstract thinking means, every word has multiple layers. If you identify these multiple layers, then actually your abstract thinking starts, and you will start getting the content also, and you will start getting content, right examples, etc. And for that matter, if you look at you can say this topic itself. Fine. Let me open it. First topic itself. So first topic itself, if you look at this word simply means truth, means the objective reality. So what is mean by objective reality? Objective reality simply means which exists independent of perception, bias, opinion, etc. वो इससे परे है साहब. तो पहला तो इसका मतलब यही है. Fine. It simply means universalism. Universalism is the idea that truth applies equally across humanity. Doesn't matter who you are. It simply means objectivity. So truth is not said by you can say who speaks or where it comes from. It is more important what is the content. Similarly, multiple layers. So you can think around the relativism also. What is mean by it? You can say, so belief that truth depend on perspective, context, etc. That is relativism. Fine. Prejudice, epistemology. So what I'm trying to do is now, the first thing first, what you need to learn while writing or handling the abstract topics is to start with the abstract thinking. Try to learn to get the core meaning through, you can say, by decoding the multiple layers of each and every, you can say, the word. जब तक हम इसको नहीं सीखते, यहाँ से हम शुरुआत नहीं करते, तब तक हमेशा तुम्हें अनकंफर्टेबल रहेगा, ट्रबल में रहोगे, etc. Fine. And then what I was trying to say, then do the next thing. What you have to do is basically do the brainstorming. Brainstorming is what? Brainstorming is basically through which you create raw material which you will use in writing. So once you get the multiple, you can say multiple layers of one word itself, क्योंकि abstract words के, abstract topics के multiple layer होंगे ही होंगे, इसीलिए वो abstract. Climatic change के multiple layers नहीं होंगे, लेकिन truth के होंगे, muddy water के हो सकते हैं. Fine. So then you go for thinking, questioning, question answer with the topic, discussion with the topic, a dialogue with the topic, and write down all the questions, all the possible questions. Once you write the right questions, that is going to be the actual raw material around which you will be thinking, you will be getting the material, stuff, content to write the entire essay. And so these two are closely linked. This is how you should approach. And this is why in my classes mostly I follow worksheet approach. Just think and think. जितना सोचोगे, जितना अच्छा सोचोगे, जितना relevant सोचोगे, जितना quick ये काम कर पाओगे, the chances are always very high not to commit any mistake. Rather, you are at the safer side. Right? You are safer side. So here also, let's do the brainstorming between. The first thing first is, you can say, truth absolute or relative? It's absolute. So what is trying to say this question? This question itself tries to examine whether the truth changes with the you can say the perspective or remain universal. Similarly, you can create a lot of questions. How do race, caste, identity distorts the acceptance of the truth? Third, can truth survive in the world of propaganda? Post-truth, deep fake. Why truth is often judged by the messenger. Truth is judged by the messenger rather than the message. Who is speaking? What may be their motto behind it? क्योंकि truth judge इसी तरह से कौन बोल रहा है साहब? क्या है authority उसकी? What can be the motto of speaking this kind of thing? Then at the same time, you can say, you have to think around that how do science and philosophy prove truth is colorless? Truth is colorless. So gravity, evolution, these are the things apply to all equally. So my point is basically what I'm trying to say, that abstract thinking is something that helps you to understand things in a much relevant way, brings more clarity. More clarity. You visualize, you understand, and then you write, and you write relevant. You write relevant. So this is the you can say one thing that you need to think about it. And then basically once you do this, you have a raw material. ये काम करेगा एक set of questions. Then you squeeze it and get the dimensions. So always I say that the first thing first in essay writing, what is needed is basically three things. Three things what you should practice. Number one, get the meaning right. Number one, get the dimensions right and do the critical thinking. Critical thinking. अगर ये तीन चीजें आपकी हो गई और relevant है, then any practice test series becomes a little bit easier for you to get the outcome. आप उससे outcome ले पाएंगे. Otherwise, आप टेस्ट लिखते हैं लेकिन कहीं पहुंचते नहीं हैं. और इसका एग्जाम्पल तो मार्क्स जो आ रहे हैं वही है सब. और जब मार्क्स नहीं आते हैं तो जनरली एक परसेप्शन बनता है सभी स्टूडेंट का कि सब कितना भी प्रैक्टिस कर लो मार्क्स नहीं आते हैं. मार्क्स नहीं आते हैं, आ रहे हैं सब, आ रहे हैं, अच्छे मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, सबके नहीं आ रहे हैं, मेजोरिटी के पुअर आ रहे हैं, वो 70s 80s इस तरह से मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, मेजोरिटी के इस तरह से मार्क्स आ रहे हैं. सो वंस यू गेट ऑल दीज थिंग्स, देन एक्चुअली यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग ऐसे व्हिच अलाउ यू टू इवॉल्व. वो फिर आप जो ऐसे लिखते हैं तो वो इवॉल्व करता है. और वो कैसे करता है? यू जस्ट सी how you can say you write essay which basically helps you to fetch marks. So what you do now, you will do the first dimension. So here the first dimension itself, whenever you start writing, start from the simple. Anything what you want to explain, the basic fundamentals. तो इस टॉपिक में भी हम क्या करेंगे? इस टॉपिक में हम स्टार्ट ही करेंगे ट्रूथ एज यूनिवर्सल एंड एब्सोल्यूट. ट्रूथ एज यूनिवर्सल एंड एब्सोल्यूट. यूनिवर्सल और एब्सोल्यूट होगा. फॉर एग्जांपल लॉ ऑफ नेचर, whether it is gravity or mortality. Mortality is the reality, it's the truth. It doesn't changes with the perception, race, community, etc. कभी नहीं चेंज करता. So through this I will simply try to explain this idea that truth apply equally to all unaffected by the human identity. उससे उसको कोई मतलब नहीं है ऐसा. transcends division. Transcends division. Fine. Then obviously I will go with one thing, and that is how the distortion of truth, distortion of truth, distortion of truth. ये कैसे होता है, क्यों होता है? So I will talk about the prejudice, bias. So you will find that whether it is apartheid, slavery, or honor killing, or anything else, you will find that it happens by the color. The color means the prejudice, biases. Fine. Then you can explore that how this works in the field of science. Science के field में truth कैसे काम करता है सर? How it happens, how it works. So you can say sun rises for all. Truth है sir. Similarly, medicine cures regardless of race. The very fundamental work, the purpose of any medicine is to cure. Medicine doesn't know the gender, caste, race, etc. Medicine knows one and only one thing, that is your biological makeup, and then to cure the things. That's nothing else. Nothing else means nothing else. And this is the truth. This is the truth. Fine. And how? Within the system, democracy, etc., somebody fight for truth. That can be the another point. For example, let's take the example of the story of the whistleblowers. Satyendranath Dubey, Manjunath, Edward Snowden. There are several cases of, you can say, whistleblowers who reveal corruption. Then you will have to talk about the truth in the form of morality, ethical dimensions, etc. And then you can simply go with the contemporary challenges, especially in the post-truth era. Misinformation, disinformation. You can talk about it. Certainly you can talk about it. And then finally, role of individual leaders, etc. और यहाँ पे जाके मेरा ऐसे खत्म हो जाएगा. But the question is here, the point which I wanted to raise you, that when a lot of thinking is going around today's paper, this year's paper rather, that how this paper was actually, and what UPSC intended to talk to test, there is no reason to now discuss all these things. कि वो UPSC क्या टेस्ट करती है, क्या नहीं करती है, कैसे करती है, हो गया, पेपर हो गया साहब. The issue is basically one and only one message from my side through this session, that you need to learn the art of abstract thinking. अगर तुम्हारी abstract thinking का स्किल सेट है तो इस तरह के टॉपिक्स आप बहुत कंफर्टेबली निकाल लेंगे आप. You can deal with it. Otherwise, the chances are always there that you will end up by getting poor marks. And this is what I was doing. Just playing with the one word, then multiple layers of the word, and then questioning, and then getting certain dimensions which will help me to remain comfortable while writing the entire 1,000 words. 1,000 words. Fine. So this is something that you will have to understand, that kind of skilling is required. It's not simply about talking, you can say, too much about the template and all. Think more, it will certainly fit into a template, no issue for that. But don't think in the template, think abstract, think open, then try to bring the things in a structured format. You call it template or whatever it is, that's not an issue. But somewhere you will have to start doing essay, writing essay, practicing essay, especially the philosophical or abstract topic, by thinking and developing art of abstract thinking. This is where I wanted to bring you for this paper's basic understanding. This is this paper's basic understanding. They certainly will do the analysis of all the questions. You will get the answer. I have already developed the thinking framework, and that you can download from GSS course website itself. जहाँ पे मैंने बहुत डिटेल में एक थिंकिंग फ्रेमवर्क बनाया, नॉट मॉडल आंसर। मॉडल आंसर का कोई मतलब नहीं है सर इस तरह के टॉपिक में। फाइन, इशू ये है कि एक थिंकिंग फ्रेमवर्क के थ्रू अगर हम देखें तो सीखने को ज्यादा मिलता है। दिस इज व्हाट आई ट्राई टू डिड इन यू कैन से इन दिस सेशन आल्सो, एंड द काइंड ऑफ पीडीएफ आई हैव ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड दैट यू कैन डाउनलोड फ्रॉम जीएसएस कोर्स वेबसाइट, वहां से आप तुम्हें मिल जाएगा। दिस इज व्हाट प्रिसाइसली आई वांटेड टू टेल यू। फाइन, दैट्स द ओनली थिंग दैट आई वांटेड टू टेल यू। और बाकी नेक्स्ट सेशन में मैं सेक्शन ए और सेक्शन बी को बहुत डिटेल में डिस्कस करूंगा। तो देयर आई विल गो विद यू कैन से द कंटेंट मोर। हियर माय इंटेंट वाज बेसिकली टू हेल्प यू टू think for the approach rather than the content. So this is all about today's session. Thank you. Thank you.